everyone to another episode of Soul Talk Season 2, Embracing Holistic Wellbeing in the Digital Age. Today we embark on exploration of spirituality and resilience, themes that are vital in navigating the complexities of modern life and finding strength in the face of adversity. In an era marked by unprecedented challenges and rapid changes, spirituality offers a century of peace and introspection, while resilience provides the fortitude to overcome obstacles. Our guest today exemplifies these qualities through a life marked by extraordinary highs and profound lows. An Indian Swiss woman best known as the former spokesperson of the Rajneesh movement, born in 1949 in Gujarat, India, dedicated herself to the care of mentally, psychologically, and physically handicapped in Switzerland, where she manages 2 nursing homes. Her story is a testament to the power of redemption, inner strength, and unwavering commitment to service. Ladies and gentlemen, today join us as we delve into the life of Ma Anand Sheela, exploring how her spiritual journey and resilience have shaped her path and continue to inspire others. Through her experiences, we gain insights into the profound impact of spirituality and the enduring strength of the human spirit. Meet Ma Anand Sheela, listen to her with Mr. Kapil Gupta, the founder and CEO of Solh Wellness. Thank you very much.
While we have talked in the past, but I think in the past when we talked, I talked to you as the founder of Frontless Media, which is where you have done a couple of podcasts with us. A couple of years back, I started an organization called as Solh Wellness, which is a mental wellness platform. So we are trying to resolve the problem of mental health through technology, and really empowering people with a mobile app where they get access to self-help tools, so tools or work that they can do by themselves on themselves. Community support tools where they can work with communities at large, like support groups and everything, and expert services where they can get access to professionals. And we provide this for everyone for free. Behind this, what we have done is we have created an organizational subscription model where an organization can take a subscription. The first part of the subscription gets them co-branding on the platform, which is interesting. But the second part of the subscription gets them access to a whole bunch of data around mental wellness in their organization, which actually makes it really useful for them. And in that sense, we've been working with schools and colleges and corporates and everything. During the course of the conversation, if there is something relevant, we can talk more about that as well. But I guess I'm ready to begin whenever you want.
Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. And you don't have the questions, so I have a set of questions written, but since you don't have them, I will innovate or I will change some of that, as we go along based on the conversation.
I can give you a little background of my work.
Sure.
I work with mental issues, but my approach is totally different. It is not technical. It is also a new approach, or one can say it is a 100-year-old approach, however way you want to put it. I try to fill the gap into people's heart.
Sure.
And it is the deficit of the heart that often leads into mental situation, mental issues, psychological issues. And my approach is very household approach. Just for you to understand where I work and where my efforts have fruits.
Sure. I'm familiar with a lot of your work.
Okay.
Yeah, and but that's a great start into our first question. And what we wanted to know was, throughout your journey, what role did spirituality and mindfulness play as you have been supporting issues of mental health, specifically during such challenging times?
Um, Spirituality, I have nothing to do with, but people are important to me.
Okay.
People's feelings are important to me. And feelings is what maintains the mental health. When you are emotionally stable, then you have intuitive the mental health.
Sure. Okay. Um, so considering all the intense security, scrutiny, criticism that you have, faced over the years, how did you cultivate a sense of resilience and maintain a sense of self amidst all the external judgment, all the, all, as I said, the scrutiny, the criticism, the condemnation? How did you maintain a sense of self?
With an understanding that everyone has an opinion. And often the opinions are for others, not for themselves.
Sure.
And there I'm very clear that people give opinion without understanding the other. They are so rooted in opinion to forget themselves. And I don't take that opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I take it with respect. This is their opinion. They have a right to it. But I don't take it personally. And this is exactly what I also teach my team,
Mm-hmm.
because it's important. The verbal abuse otherwise is constant
Mm-hmm.
in such field, and people who have lost their um, their approach to the other,
Mm-hmm.
because they are so consumed by their own mental situation that they don't even feel they are abusive.
Sure.
Then in this situation, it's very important to protect oneself. And this protection comes as soon as you stop taking things personally.
Sure.
And I have followed that throughout my life. I have also seen Bhagwan suffer the judgmental attitude of majority of the society and religions.
Mm-hmm.
But he remained very centered in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I copied him.
Great. Fantastic. And with your background in alternative healing practices, how do you believe holistic approaches can complement traditional mental health treatments and support overall well-being?
I personally have not studied mental health issues or so. I have learned it by doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I had decided that it is very important people to have emotional intelligence. And you can offer someone emotional intelligence or motivate them towards that is when you understand your own emotional intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, you can motivate the other when you are stable in your moods.
Sure.
and I maintain my health or my self with this kind of understanding.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How much of the work that you do you think is about companionship? I mean, what people are missing in their life, or the support that comes out of the work that you do. How much of that you think is just simply companionship? So providing that emotional support to people.
I live with them life,
Mm-hmm.
and I am open to the problems they have. I am open to offer them clarity on the issues. And if they are not ready to accept that, then I am open to give them their own time, and everybody needs different understanding, different time to digest.
Sure.
And each must be respected with their time.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to bring a certain structure in their life that they do not feel isolated. I try to explain to them, do not have big expectations. The moment you bring expectations in your life, you open yourself up for disappointment.
Sure.
And disappointment will lead you directly into depression.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I live life with them is by cutting the roots
Sure.
of standard behavior.
Sure. Okay. So, as someone who has experienced a lot of heights of power, and in the on the other side, the depths of incarceration, what insights can you offer about the importance of mental health support and resources, specifically for individuals that are in positions of influence?
Mental health is rooted also in the basic values of life.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have basic value, you can get back on your feet.
Sure.
For example, I left Men Like Bhagwan for the basic value of not breaking my own integrity.
Sure.
For me, my integrity was very important. And this feeling, this ideology that integrity is supreme for me, it made it easier that what may come, I am ready to face it. But I am not going to barter my integrity. It was then also easy to leave the comfort of my position, and I was not involved in the power situation because my basic values were fairly intact. So people who are in power position, they need to get their basic values back in their grip, and from there they have to function. And my basic value was love.
Mhm.
Whatever work I do it because it gives me joy, because I feel love, I am generous for the quality of the work I do.
Sure. So essentially, for everybody in any sort of position of power, it is a must have for them to first define the values that they have, their basic belief, their integrity, their structure, and then ensure at every step of the way, every point that they go through, they are measuring what they are doing against those set of beliefs and those set of their set of integrity, and then look at should they pursue, or what is it, how is it that they should approach everything that gets thrown their way, or everything that comes in their path.
The moment crossroad comes, crisis come, stop and analyze without expectations. Otherwise, you're going to fall into depression. Try to sort out your inner values. What is important to you in life? And what are you ready to do for that
Sure.
values?
Sure. What you are ready to do, or what you are ready to give up for your values.
Right.
Okay, great. That's a wonderful insight. So, in light of your experiences, what message would you like to share with individuals that are navigating their own mental health challenges? I mean, even with this thought of define your own beliefs, define your own set of values, and then live with them, people would still get into situation of mental health challenges, particularly feeling isolated, particularly feeling stigmatized. So, what message would you give to those individuals?
These situations arise often with ego. This whole concept of burnout is when somebody doesn't get to fulfill their ego. If you study few cases of it, they all have the same problem.
Sure.
Either their bosses have curtailed their wings from developing their own self, or they have a project that they were not interested in having. What do? You have burnout. You are overwhelmed. And this feeling of overwhelm takes all energy out of you.
Sure. So in such situation,
sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, please.
No, you.
Okay. So I was asking, in such situations, how do one integrate spiritual practices or principles in their daily routine to ensure they are able to maintain a sense of balance and clarity?
As I said, I have nothing to do with spirituality, but basic values. When you have basic value of doing something that is quality, then for me, quality becomes spirituality.
Sure.
Not the spirituality becomes quality, but quality becomes spirituality, though I don't have a need for it.
Sure.
So if people remain with their focus on their issues, they can easily find out for themselves how important it is to maintain the basic values.
Mhm. Sure. So you mentioned that you don't have anything to do with spirituality, but in a lot of ways, the quality that you talk about, the basic belief structure that you talk about, in a lot of ways, it is leading to spirituality. So can you help distinguish that? Because for many people, they are one and the same.
I don't know spirituality, but I do know love.
Okay.
I love Bhagwan dearly with all my heart and spirit and energy, work, you name it. I was dedicated,
Mhm.
and it was my conviction of love that I could work the way I did. Similarly, I love my parents,
Mhm.
and I dedicate the work I do now to my parents. Before it was to Bhagwan, now it is to my parents. But it
Mhm.
doesn't mean Bhagwan doesn't get the credit for the love that I feel for him. It is, for me, Bhagwan and my parents, this 3 point of completed my circle.
Sure. Okay. Okay, that's a wonderful message for the audiences. So now, of course, it's always been a pleasure talking to you. The wisdom that comes from you, the sense of control that comes from you. While you say you don't have anything to do with spirituality, but the spiritual correlation that comes, anytime I have a conversation with you has just been fascinating. So thank you so much for your thoughts. Thank you so much for being on this program today. And thank you so much for sharing your life, your time, as well as your learnings with our audience.
I thank you for inviting me. And I have one request.
Yes, ma'am.
When you air your program, can you send me the link?
We will absolutely do that.
Okay.
Okay. In fact, the purpose of this program is to help people. So we are really looking at putting mental health or mental health support and creating is at mainstream for everyone. And our core belief is that it's not possible to create enough capacity to provide mental wellness capability to everyone, which is why we thought, or which is why we have taken the technology route to be able to cover that distance, to be able to provide tools and solutions that people can use through a technology platform without having to do a lot of human intervention. Of course, human intervention is a very core part of mental health. Having that sense of control, having that sense of emotional closeness, having that sense of touch. But we are trying to create an environment where people can get a lot of mental health support through technology. So, and thank you so much once again for being on the program.
Pleasure is mine.
Thank you.